Hey guys, I'm in the middle of a water change here, and I just noticed my bubble tip anemone is splitting. On a live stream before, and I was talking to Dell's Reef, said, hey, look, check, see if there's two mouths. So, yeah, I'm down here and doing the water change, and I noticed there's only a little thin string holding the two halves together, so I guess I got a new bubble tip, which is good because obviously we need more bubble tip anemones in here. The clowns are very mad at me for trying to do a water change in here tonight, because their precious anemone is, you know, in a delicate state, I guess. So they're actually biting me, and although it's only little clownfish bites, it's pretty annoying. I chose to stop trying to siphon out the bubble algae. A little top-down view. I've got to get some water back in, but look, there's only a little thin strand holding them together. So I thought that was pretty cool for this week's little update. And let me hurry up and get some water back in here and get this filter rolling. And the stand. The stand is gluing, drying. Put a piece of plywood on the top here. And I use this, what's it called, polyurethane glue, which expands and fills gaps. So we'll keep it nice and square on top. Also have about 3 of the pieces of glass from the tank sitting on top of it for weight. And 3 bags of this. This is the new sand I bought, substrate. So it was on sale at the Petco. And this is the Hawaiian Black, which is pretty cool. It was only like 15 bucks a bag, so normally 30. So I guess we're going to try black sand in a new build, or we'll spread the black sand out through a few nano tanks. Haven't yet decided, but we may be gluing this weekend, siliconing the tank together. Now the fish room's in pretty much shambles, but got to get my weekly video in. Let's see. That's not going to show up. Fish room's in shambles, but let's try and give you a little view here. This is the 20 high fuge. It gets a direct overflow from the main display, and it is using currently 2 curly bulbs. I forget the rating. I think they're 20 watts. They're equivalent to a 100-watt incandescent light bulb. So the chlorpa in here is crazy. Okay, you see there's a 20 high. It's reaching up to the top, and the Chaeto is also all over the top of the tank. Now, I don't have any rolling flow in here, but there is definitely a lot going in here. But this gets direct nutrients from the tank. I also have an air stone in there to create a little more movement so it's not as stagnant, but not too much flow. You can see there's a dragon's breath there as well. The chlorpa is growing really well. And yes, there's almost like a little bit of cyano here and there, but the growth is great. And from there it travels down this tube, which has become an algae scrubber, if you notice. It's got a nice layer of algae in it, into the red zone. So the water is already filtered from the other fuge as it comes into this fuge, except for what's being processed by the skimmer here, coming in here, and the other tube. So it gets processed by the skimmer, goes through the fuge, and comes into here. Now in here you'll notice a lot more tightly weaving chlorpa, very tiny. It catches bubbles like crazy, and knocks some of the bubbles off of there. And a little piece of dragon's breath in there. Everything's bright red. I have a huge piece of dragon's breath in the Nano at the moment. But I can't believe the difference in growth between one fuge and the other. And I'm not saying the red light's bad. That other tank obviously gets a lot more nutrients than this one. But this one's doing just fine. Now up here, yeah, it always. Why does it do that? I must film the same time every Friday night, because we always go right to blue when I come up into this tank. But you'll notice the hammers are doing great. There's actually a third one that I picked up as a frag, and 2 trumpets and a 3rd trumpet. But the hammers are really doing well. These pallies are always doing well, all the time. Let's see. The Favias, the Blastos. It's just really, I hate to disturb this tank, because as you can see, everything's really doing well. Snail, move. Now look at the Bacilloporus. They've just really got some nice fluffiness to them. And the stylo. This stylo over here is getting big. This branching stylo here just keeps going. It's hard to tell from video to video, but I see growth from last week. This is my one little lone acro frag in there, and happy as can be. Great polyp extension. See if we can get in there a little more. How's that, Narcosis? Pretty good? And everything's just really pleased with the way it's going. So I was going to break this tank down and move it, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Everything's doing too well. I'm afraid to disturb it. You know what I mean? We've struggled to get it to here. Maybe we'll let the 55 live forever. Because honestly, I didn't even know what I was going to do with it anyway. And it's not like I could sell it for a lot of money, even though it's a working reef tank. But it's just an aqueon that I drilled. So we might as well keep it going. And down here we have the feather dusters. Where is it? Too much zoom, too much red. That's what it is. See, over here I have all of these feather dusters. There was just this one, larger one, but just keeps shooting up other babies out of sand. So, I know that's not a big claim to fame, having them and having them breed. It probably means my water's really dirty, but it tests out okay. And scattered throughout, there's a bunch of them in the rocks. And just look, the Jedi Mind Trick has healed itself. Has healing power. I don't want to disturb that guy. Those are some cool pallies. And yeah, I don't get down there and scrape the glass as often as I should. If the glare is really bad. But I basically wanted to show you guys that splitting anemone. I thought it was really cool. But my frags are growing, people. Alright, well thanks for watching. And if you want to give me a thumbs up, that's cool. Have a question? Drop me a comment. See you next week.